Does anyone recognise this guy? Who is it?
I don't know.
Well, I've never heard of it. Never seen him.
I don't know, that's right.
Obama, yes.
Obama?
President Barack Hussein Obama.
Okay. So why am I bringing up about Mr. Obama?
Was he run a campaign on Facebook?
Absolutely. And through other social media as well. And that was a big part of really why he was able to launch himself up to run for the presidential job. Looking at the stats up here, you can see that there was 13 million supporters on his email list, 3 million online donors, 3 million Facebook friends, a peak of 8.5 million monthly website hits every month, 800,000 blogs, 35,000 volunteer groups, which were able to then run 200,000 offline events. So you can see how the online presence can then enable people to get together and set things up actually within a community as well. And then 70,000 fundraising hubs, raising $30 million, which obviously he was able to put back into his campaign for more TV coverage and things like that. The number 10 e-petition. Is anyone in the room aware of this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who signed up to that?
Does anyone want to say their understanding of it?
I understand it. As I understand it, I'm a little confused as to why. And I think I said this at the time, Jamie, that it was being discussed, as to why we're targeting this particular campaign. And the reason is not because I don't support it, because I didn't sign up to it, but because some local authorities are already taking into consideration the care component of disability living allowance. So I'm afraid the outcome of the campaign has already been predetermined, because it looks as though it's going to be policy. And I can't see local authorities changing their minds, really.
I don't think it's over until the fat lady sings, though.
No, I agree with you, Jamie, but I just think that I'm a little bit concerned that I don't think the campaign was, or the launch of the campaign was up to speed with what was really going on across the country. The fact that because if you remember that meeting, there was an uproar when saying, well, it's already in place. And they are still in place. And I remember having a conversation with the chair of the assembly and trying to explain to him what are we setting out to see? Reversing the decision, reinstating the old conditions. But I can't see, even though I've signed up to it, that local authorities are all of a sudden going to say, you know those care components we took away from you a few years ago, we're going to give them back to you.
See, the thing is, though, Sean, they might be able to force their hand on it.
I think we're going to get carried away, aren't we? We are down this. We are here about e-campaign, not disability.
So I think that's probably the debate sort of moving forward for another time. I think in terms of John, when I said about your understanding of the petition was more kind of the problem that existed at that time and what the petition achieved. So I think that the slide here sort of goes through the logic of what I understood was that there was a potential attendance allowance and disability living allowance to be followed up by the new social care reforms. So an online e-petition was able to collect 23,710 names in support of opposing this. Now, you know, obviously, if we were to have solved everything with this one campaign, that would have been pretty revenue-making stuff. But this put social care on the map, and 27,000 to 23,000 people is a lot of people to have, you know, come and given their name to that cause. So even if the outcome isn't achieved yet, it's a good stepping stone towards that. And this was all been able to be done through an online vehicle, which was on the government petition website. disability at the forefront of any firm government policy decisions. So I think that was a very good step forward, and that was all using Facebook and other social media tools to mobilise people to that website. So how can you change the world? Well, there's three sort of steps really that I would recommend, which are to tell your story, build your community, and then have your call to action. And those three principles actually were taught to me by a group in New York called the NAC Project, who I met at a fundraising convention, and they're just going strength to strength using that exact model and getting that message out there. And if you ever get the chance, have a look at their website. They do very interesting work. So, telling your story. So, for me personally, I wanted to talk about disability in an inspirational and progressive way. So I started my blog, which is martinsibley.com, and did we check the internet? Yeah, so after the slides I'll be able to show you the site that I've created. So yeah, use Facebook, Tumblr or MySpace as a platform to explain your views and motives. Is anyone in the room familiar with probably Facebook, but Tumblr and MySpace? Does that ring a bell? Yeah? But they're all tools online that are free, that enable you to just start talking about what you want to talk about. Very easy to use. And also on my blog I show interesting photos on Flickr and upload short video blogs from Vimeo. So at the end of the day, just Google any of these to find them, and when we send the slides out you'll be able to look back as well. And then I embed all of the photos and everything else into my website from that with some very simple HTML code. And any questions anyone has after the event, if you're trying to do this and you're just like, technology frustrates me, just like, Jen can give my email out and I'll be more than happy to help you through that. But it is actually very simple. So by doing all of those things, you're making what you're talking about more interesting and unique, and that also gives you a good platform to start interacting with other people. And also to use Twitter and Facebook to update people on the real-time events, which allows supporters to feel part of what's going on, because while you're the person that's having initiative to get out there and start talking about what you want to do, the point is that other people are going to join you and feel the same, and then you move forward as a group to campaign for that purpose. And by having them feel like a lot more part of what you're doing, however small or big, it's a more collective approach, and everyone really feels part of it and gets more motivated by it. So then building your community. So telling the story is only the beginning. I was adding content for a few months to my website, but nobody knew that martinsibley.com existed, so I could have carried on and on and on, and it probably really wouldn't have achieved very much, to be honest. So what I did, I started by Googling disability blogs and discussion forums. So I don't know if you know BBC Ouch. Yeah. So you go to places like that, look at what people are talking about, look at what issues are going on. So A, you can check that you're talking about something that is actually relevant and important, and B, look at where other people are kind of fitting into that and what their stance on it is. So that you really want to listen, learn and observe at first, and just get a feeling for what's going on. And then when you feel comfortable that what you want to say is kind of feels right and you want to move things forward, then you would start to participate and air your own views. Also using Twitter. Has anyone in the room on Twitter? Yeah?
Can you remind me what it is?
Yeah. You know what, on Facebook you have your update status. It's literally, all Twitter is that kind of update status. So you follow other people, and when they update you see what they've just said, and if they're following you they see what you've just updated, which sounds very simple in a kind of negative, like what's the point in that way, but from my experience I've been able to do searches on tweets, as they're known, where they have disability or wheelchair in the content, and from that I've been able to talk to other people that are having discussions around those subjects. And I've actually met up with a couple of people that I'm working on projects with now, purely because of Twitter. So it is very powerful. And again, if you want a bit more info on how to utilise Twitter for that purpose.
It's also very good for areas like, should anyone not been able to come today, and we were on Twitter, then they can follow the whole event.
I'm actually tweeting from
brilliant. So people can engage in that way. And one like Martin said about the BBC app, I've actually signed up for the weekly newsletter.
How do you find it?
So it's a very good tool.
Yeah. Is it quite broad content?
Absolutely, and it gives you a discussion, start a discussion from that.
And that's all campaigning is about. It's about talking about what you have a passion for and trying to move that forward. I mean, like with the petition we talked about earlier, you're not going to solve it overnight, but by everyone talking and finding better answers and getting more buy-in from more and more people, that's how you end up making a difference. So in time, people will engage with you as long as you inspire them in some way. And as I've just said, really, you cannot do it alone. You need to have other people, to ground your own views and to learn from them as well. And hopefully you'll teach them as well. And so the call to action. So for Obama, it was asking people to door knock, to phone people, to vote for him, and to give money to run his bigger media campaigns and things like that. For the disability petition, it was as simple as signing a name to a purpose. And any call to action can be small or big. People need an action. So you started your blog or your Facebook site, and you're talking about things that mean a lot to you, and you've got a lot of other people involved, and they're really motivated and passionate and want to get out there and change the world. But there needs to be a kind of a tangible point at the end where everyone knows what needs to be done, and that has an effect. And that really would be the call to action. So for me, I'm asking people to support the planning of and then attending innovative events on disability. So it's all very in its early stages, so I'm not going to sit here and give you the overall article of what I'm hoping to achieve. I'm talking to a lot of people and moving it forward, but the long run of what I want to do is set up maybe like a monthly weekend of maybe sports activity that's far more accessible for disabled people, something along those lines. And obviously when I'm ready to do that, I'll be able to give that call to action to everyone to come and get involved in it. So thank you for listening. Are there any questions on stuff we've been through at all?
Martin, you said that thing about the sports thing was pretty good.
Yeah.
What's made it better using e-campaigning than you would have done without e-campaigning?
I've been able to reach people and talk to them about why I'm setting it up. And
you could have done that before, couldn't you, in some ways?
I don't know that I could have done. I could have done through my warm friendship networks, but it's the tools online have enabled me to meet new people. Yeah. And I mean, it's not. I mean, obviously, someone in America or Australia probably isn't going to come to go to electric wheelchair ice skating or something like that. But I've been able to actually meet people from around the world, and that's been an interesting thing as much as anything to see the differences of disability around the world.
What I'm talking about, especially the quicker format, you get people instantaneously rather than 3-5
Yeah, it's a lot quicker, definitely. And I think what a lot of people have been put off by about online tools is you have an instant thing of cost. It's going to cost a lot to make a website. It's going to cost to use all these tools. But I've spent maybe a couple of £10 for an annual account with Vimeo where I upload my videos. But the actual website I did through free tools. It's all, everything is free.
You said it would cost. How much would it normally cost the person to run your website?
Sorry, say that again.
How much would it cost an average person to set up a website and run it?
You mean in this framework that I'm talking about, it's free? My whole website is free. Yeah. I think, shall I bring my website up and we can have a look at your website? Why I'm doing the website. Just above, there's a few comments that people have left. Now, I don't get inundated with comments. I think people really have to have read something that's totally blown them away to feel the need to make a comment. So don't be disheartened if people aren't giving you lots of feedback, because what I've learned in the long run, there are a lot of people that are still reading and interested, but they maybe just haven't actually written something back to you. You okay to scroll down a little bit, please, Glenn? So you see there's my photo. So when we click on that, that takes us to another website where all my photo albums are. So whether it would be like, I think a lot of the ones there are from my recent holiday in Tenerife. So it's just people can kind of see what, some of the nice snaps of when I was away. And I think what maybe I want to get across as well from my point is this isn't about being very hard-hitting campaigning. This is about, I'm a disabled person, I work, I live in my own flat, I drive my own car, exactly how it should be. But to a lot of people out in sort of Joe public, that's maybe not the expected status quo. And just by putting that out there, it's changing perceptions without me having to sing about it from the rooftops, because the pictures show the story. I don't need to be too kind of obvious about what I'm saying. So. And then if we go a little bit more down, if that's right, Claire, I think that's the walk through history and time is just backdated vlogs. So you can see I've been vlogging since about August, and I've definitely found that I've kind of understood my tone of how I want to talk and what I want to talk about. So when I look back to August, it was a bit more, I woke up and I had breakfast and I, very basic stuff. But as it's gone on, I've sort of broadened it out a little bit. Are we right to go to the top, please, Claire? So along the top, the daily perspective is the page we're on now, which in essence is the home page, and it's just the blogs that I'm updating on. About my journey, should we go to that one? Again, that's a video of me talking about why I wanted to set the website up, but it's essentially the kind of about part you get on any web page. So then on the useful links, you can see it scrolls down there. So I've broken it down to travel, education, employment, leisure, and independent living. And all I've done is through my long 26 years I've been here, I've obviously just come across the need for websites to help me. And I've just literally put those things that have helped me through life up on the website there. So that's all those 5 links are, it's just helpful links, as it says.
The link on...
Do you like to do promotion?
No, not. I mean, you're right to ask that question generally. You have to be careful of sort of data protection and legal side. So, for example, when people leave a comment, I get their email address, but I will need, if I haven't kind of done a mass email to all of the comments yet, but I will need to sort of check that they're happy to be contacted and that sort of stuff. But with links, because they're public, they're just on the website when you Google it. So it's fine to just use that and put it on the link. So.
My question is on the leisure. Is that if someone's looking for a leisure facility?
We're okay to click on leisure, please, Claire. So there's a link there about access guide to restaurants, tickets, and then in terms of just following the disabled customers. It's sort of, they're just 5 categories I've created, and I want to sort of, fill them out a bit more over time. It's sort of started. Yeah. Okay, and then wiser words. I think I was very aware that while, as I said earlier, I wanted this just to be about me and just putting out the image that even if you have a disability, you can still just be out there and live a normal life in inverted commas. But I also do have a kind of political side to me, and every now and then I'm inspired to write more of a kind of article on disability that has a bit more of a point and maybe does make people sort of question things and think about things in a different way. So the first one there that I ever did is why disability is an issue. And I think working at Scope actually, I wasn't really aware of the kind of medical social model stuff. And for me it was very liberating to look at it that I'm not the problem is the wrong word to use, but the fact that it was always about curing and making better, but actually it's about society understanding disability and making the adaptations to make someone get on and achieve their goals and their dreams. And that for me was a really big thing. So I've put that into the article here, just to kind of outline, general perspectives of why I think sort of about the social model. So if we scroll down that as well, please, Claire. See what other, I can't remember what other articles I've got in there now. So the future of charity and social programs. Obviously, go away and by all means have a read through. I'm not going to read out all the articles on this. It could get a little bit mundane. But yeah, that was a Christmas blog about if Rudolph was classified disabled. And it was a bit of a light-hearted look at Rudolph with his red nose and deemed as a disability, how that might have affected his role with Father Christmas. So sometimes other people write articles for me, and it gives a broader perspective than just my own. So I think that kind of covers broadly what my website is about. Is there any questions on the website itself?
There's one on disability markets.
Yeah.
Could Claire go on to that?
Yeah.
On where, sorry?
Right down the very
Down
bottom,
the bottom.
disability markets.
Down the
I
bottom?
was reading,
That one is it?
yeah, what's that about? Is that
Well, if you look back to between August and December, my car broke down about 6 times, which was brand new. And while it was personally very annoying and a difficult time, and a lot of the blogs show the impact that it had on me, that was a broader thing. That the bigger problem with the car market, because of the adaptation, was the companies were not really obliged under normal market conditions to fulfill me as a customer. They knew that they were the only supplier I could go to, so the service was terrible. So that whole article is about kind of how demand and supply and markets work within disability products.
How many hits did you get?
Sorry,
How many hits have you got?
how many hits? I don't know the overall total, but I'm getting about 400 per month. So it's building slowly. Yeah, I mean, I'd say for a while it was sort of...
You form unique.
Yeah. Yeah, for the first month, my mum would be like, oh, I see you've went to Tottenham last night. It was like, at least my mum knew what I was up to. But, gradually I'm starting to meet people that, in fact, because of Twitter again, a website called Disaboon in America, they picked up on the blog and reviewed it, which for me was kind of pretty out there to have a proper review. So, and as you can tell, that this is quite new for me, and I'm feeling my way as I go. So I hope I've been able to pass over some of my learnings and what I've gone through, but it really is kind of just getting out there and doing it, to be honest, and using the tools to enable you, and sticking to that passion that you have and making the difference that you want to make.
Isn't the person, isn't this a way of making money from your campaign?
Yeah, possibly. I've thought about when the hits go up, possible sponsorship on the website, and obviously with the events that come off of the site as well. There's obviously things around that as a spin-off, but yeah, there possibly is a generator. And obviously, I know you mentioned kind of scopes angle. I'm not in the digital team, I'm in the face-to-face fundraising world, but it's definitely something we've looked at about getting more awareness out there can lead into.
But thank you very much, Martin. It's really good. Thank you.